Q&A time. Q&A number 1 for Jeremy's Garden. I'm going to try to keep it short because just like with any other video, 5 minutes takes literally about 1 hour to upload, which is crazy. So with that said, the first question that I'm going to kind of answer is kind of one that has been asked to me on multiple different fronts, at different angles. But essentially, the answer is all the same. Like, Jeremy, why are you doing this? Or, Jeremy, why are you still doing this? Mostly in regard to the last couple of episodes there where, you know, this last week has been very hot and it's been affecting me quite a bit. So much so that they're like, go rent a place and, you know, work a regular job and blah, 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 you know. And it's like, yeah, no, you know. That's not the point of what I'm doing. I am doing what I am doing because Jeremy's Garden is not just me building some type of garden with greenhouses and all that. Yes, it is that. It will be that. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to explore all sorts of gardening technologies to try to enhance not just my gardening knowledge, but also to share it with everybody so that I can say, hey, I tried this, I failed at it 5 times doing it this way, and I exceeded doing it this way. Maybe it's something you might want to consider and give a try, and let me know your results. So, on one hand, yes, it is about a physical garden and actually having a show about a garden. But it's also about here, your mind garden. Because you got to be healthy up here. And, you know, I lost a love. She passed away. And so in some way, this is me moving on. Now, some might also say, well, Jeremy, but you're 49, you're going on 50. Isn't this a midlife crisis? Sure, you know what? You can call it that. I don't think of it as a midlife crisis. But, you know, that's me. I'm looking at it as an opportunity to dig inside myself, to really think what it is that I want in life. I want sustainability. I don't want to have to be like, oh no, massive power outage, I'm out of power. I want to be able to be going, oh, well that sucks for you. I got power though, I'm good. I want my water to be my water. I want my food to be my food as much as possible. So, and that both in the physical form of Jeremy's Garden and the mental form of me finding and pruning and taking care of my own mental garden. Yeah. That's it. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it. And that's why, even though at the moment I could go wander off and allow this property to sell, but at the same time, there's 2 or 3 weeks left for that sale to close. And that's just a big waste of money for me to go and leave. I'm fine right here. I am. I really am. And I think sticking it out, obviously you can take a mental reprieve, break over at the motel. That's definitely something good. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I took a while to answer that question, but there was sort of multiple angles of that question that have been directed towards me. So yeah, hopefully that clarifies enough. I mean, basically it comes down to, I need to do this, and I'm going to do this. So, there you go. Otherwise, another question, or at least comments, stuff occasionally that I get are, where did you get your pretty teeth? Well, once upon a time ago, tobacco. I used tobacco. And guess what? I didn't believe. That's ridiculous. Gonna cause gum disease and rot my teeth out from the inside out. Pfft, whatever. Right. Well, guess what? It happens. It did happen. To me. I also had a lung collapse. And it was actually the lung collapse that made me quit. Because I spent a whole week in the hospital. I remember going in. I remember the doctor saying, this is going to hurt, because he was sticking a needle in my back. But he said, trust me, as soon as you feel the pain, you're going to forget about the pain. And I did. A week later, in fact, I woke up in the hospital. And my mother was there. And she was collecting things up because it was time to check out. They had done their little surgery. They had to go in and do some surgery, scrape some lungs, staple my lungs back together. And yeah. So for a whole week, I was just gone. People came to see me. No recollection. So that there alone scared the crap out of me. And where I had tried and failed before, I never touched any tobacco again. Unfortunately, damage is done, and I will get them fixed. Problem is, my jaw is so weak down here now that bottom dentures, which I do have bottom dentures, don't stay in. You can take 3 or 4 bites and then they fall out. In order for anything to really work, they have to go in and they would have to see if there is any place that they can mount, basically put metal in my mouth to make a bracket to mount so that they could give me like a permanent denture. And aside from that, if they can't do that, the only other option would literally be an entire lower jaw. So, all of which cost a ridiculous amount of money. And when you don't have any insurance, it's a ridiculous amount of money. It's a ridiculous amount of money even with insurance. So, unfortunately, no time soon am I going to be getting rid of this pretty smile. I could get my top dentures done and put my bottom ones in and shoot some videos and probably be just fine. But that's not who I am. Down the road, if I get them fixed, they're going to be fixed and they're going to be permanent ones. So, yeah, in that case, that'll be the thing. But, yeah, that's what it is. Tobacco. I'm not saying stop using it if you use it, because that's up to you. But I will say, if you don't use it, think twice before you do. Unless you want a pretty smile, like me. And trust me, people will judge you. They judge you automatically. As soon as you open your mouth, they have made up their mind about you. And it's sad. Because usually, in this day and age, they don't think, oh, poor sap, tobacco. No, they just think you're some drug-addicted street rat. So, and that's not the case. Okay, I don't know. I mean, that's 2 questions, and it's already 12 minutes. A third question that maybe I could cover really quick. Okay, so what are my plans next now that this property is basically more than likely not going to be taking place? There is still a chance that this lady that is coming in will not buy it or will try to lowball me with some ridiculously low price. So what is next, assuming everything goes right? I am going to buy a travel trailer. One that will at least get me around the country, and I am going to go on a road trip. I'm going to go on a road trip, and I'm going to travel around, and I am going to stop, and I'm going to check out I'm going to see if I can't track down some other people that have done some homesteading, maybe visit with them. Maybe they'll let me shoot some video on their property. Otherwise, I'm going to just travel, and I'm going to go and look at areas. I'm going to go and look at different land around the country. I'm going to try to get a feel for where it is that I want to be next. Now, I had great reasons to be over here in Virginia. My son is over this way, but all my friends and family are over on the West Coast. So I was also thinking that maybe somewhere halfway in between would be okay. I would be out of this crazy humidity. So if I could get into a semi-arid place like I'm used to living, that would be great. And I think that's what I do. I think that's what I'll do. Because instead of like 3+ days for travel time, if I just had like a day and a half of travel time, whether I'm going to visit friends and family or if I'm going to go and visit my son, and then that would work. That would be okay with me. So, I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. All right, we're past 15 minutes here. Like I said, this is going to take a long time to upload. So, leave your questions for next week's Q&A in the show notes below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And stick around. Stick around. It's going to be an adventure. It's still going to be an adventure. So, and, what do you got to lose? All right. Like, subscribe.